I mean, you've been a busy man, but pre-season starts next week. How excited are you for things to finally get underway?
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's sort of a quiet time of the year for many people, not for myself, because we're still going with the NPL boys. But no, we're extremely excited. Looking forward to start pre-season next week, and looking forward to this new challenge ahead.
Obviously, Craig Goodwin's joined the side, and some comings and goings, and some retirees. How comfortable and happy are you with where things at? Do you want to strengthen the squad in any areas?
Look, we're extremely happy with the squad. Obviously, in football, you got to always have your eyes open, looking for players that might become available. There are possibly a couple of positions in the team that we would like to bring somebody in if that player becomes available. But in saying that, having Greg back is a fantastic sort of a scenario for us. All his experience, he knows the landscape here. He's a fully professional player that can obviously help the young players along. And we're happy with the remainder of the squad. We've got a good mixing between experienced players and young players, and we're just looking forward to start pre-season.
Surely you want to strengthen the centre of your defence. It's been an issue for several years now.
Yes, we can say obviously the focus always goes in the back line when you're conceding the number of goals that we have conceded, especially the last couple of seasons. So doesn't necessarily have to be because of the back line. It's sort of I see that as more of a team scenario, team effort. But yeah, as I said before, that's possibly one of those positions that if any player that suits the way we want to do things becomes available, we will look into that.
A1 Adil actually came out yesterday and said that he'd like to return to the club. Would that be an avenue that you'd like to explore?
Yes, a player like of that caliber is always welcome back. He's a local. I know where for a long time, going back quite a few years. And if a player of that caliber becomes available, the club will be interested to look into it.
What do you make of the Australian Cup draw and the chance to go up against another former assistant in Mark Milligan?
Wow, exciting to be able to play against Mark. He was here with us for a couple of seasons. He's a truly incredible guy, fully very professional in what he does, and I'm sure he'll do well in Newcastle. But it's interesting that the draw came, so the two of us work together here in similar capacities. Now we're facing each other, so we're looking forward to the challenge.
Just on your backroom staff, did you get a choice on who your assistant's going to be, and maybe a word on what Adrian's been able to do in his time with the women's program?
Yes, most definitely. We had a say. It was sort of a team scenario that we discussed the possibilities of who to bring in, and why not giving the opportunity to somebody like Adrian that's done a tremendous job, and the women's game has been there for such a long time, and I've known Adrian for a long time. I think I ran one of his coaching courses quite a few years back, and I know him personally. For me, the most important thing is the person's character. He's a respectful guy that everybody knows, speaks highly of him, and I'm really excited to have him on board.
Are you concerned at allegations made by former players and assistant coaches about what went on in the last few months of the season?
What allegations?
Travis Dodd, you know all about that?
Yeah, look, I mean, those things happen in football. I mean, people will have an opinion. Every opinion that you have is bound to some consequences, and we have to deal with that. I mean, but for me, I think that's not relevant to us. Myself and Adrian, we sort of had possibly not much to do with that scenario. So I'm looking forward. Been waiting for a long time for an opportunity like this, and it's been given to me now. I never went chasing it. I never went asking for it. I just always believe that you do the work, and somebody will recognize that one day. The opportunity will come, and that's what I am now. And I'm looking forward to this to prepare the team for the first cup game.
The allegations did grab some headlines. Do you feel like it's something you need to address with the playing group or with Ernest, with suggestion that Carl was undermined?
Look, maybe that's a question that Ernest will be back next week. He could sort of possibly talk about that. But I think it gets blown out a little bit out of sort of being made a little bit bigger than what it is. I mean, we just had a review from the PFA, the players' feedback this week, and overall everything is quite positive. That will always be those situations in which somebody becomes upset, and depending how you deal with that. But as I said, for us, It's just a matter now of creating possibly a stronger, better culture. That the club already has a good culture, good environment. We just want to make sure that that is a good foundation for us and move forward.
As you say, Ernest has been overseas, but have you spoken with him about the situation just to make sure that it's not something that does carry into your tenure as well?
I don't think that will carry on to what's coming ahead of us. As I said before, we want to leave what's behind and just move forward. Obviously, we learn from those situations, as everybody does. Everybody make mistakes, things happen. You know, if football is a high-pressure game, thanks God for that, because if there was no pressure, we would be all floating in the air. So we just have to deal with those situations and move forward, as I said. And we're looking forward to the challenge. I'm not under any illusion of the difficulties of the job and the challenges, but also, in the same token, I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Carl said he was never given any KPIs or anything in his time at the club. Have you been told what the benchmark is, what's expected of you? Is it to win trophies? Is it to develop players to sell?
Well, I came to the club 5 years ago, and I sort of look at the same scenarios. What are the KPIs? What are you looking for? And from my perspective was setting up an environment that would be conducive to creating players for the first team, and that's what we did. But I'm a big believer that winning is everything in football. So we try to match or blend those things together, developing the players and also be challenging to win games. I think we got a very strong squad, and we want to build this sort of a mentality that we actually can go all the way and not just perform well for some parts of the season, but we can be consistently performing well throughout the season and challenge for silverware as well.
How exciting is it for you? You mentioned Carl, he had a similar situation where he worked with a lot of youth players, then got them and coached them. How excited are you to sort of almost enjoy the fruits of your labour and guys that you coach from when they were kids and now get to coach them in a
Yeah, it's a pleasure. I couldn't ask for anything better. As you know, came to the club a while ago, working with those young boys and seeing them now, you know, going to the next level, either playing A-League level or going overseas. That's what we did the job for before, but now I'll have the opportunity to work with them at a higher level. Yeah, I'm extremely excited and looking forward to continue to help those young boys to reach their goals.
Is there anyone that's standing out? We saw, obviously, Amlani Tattoo's having a fantastic season, but you've got to work with them closely. Who's ready to make that next step?
Look, I mentioned that a number of times before. I don't like to mention names, but all I can say is that we have a very strong group of young boys coming through. Even from last year, boys have been promoted. This year, again, we've got a few other boys that will be promoted to the first team squad. And it's a solid sort of a base that we have, the youth team, and we want to continue on then for future players coming into the first team.